Hi everyone. Today we'll be looking at the Broan-163 bulb heater. It's a double bulb heater, and what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to wire where the lamps operate separately. So we're going to use one lamp as a light and one lamp as a heater. Here on the table, I have a two-function control, and we're going to designate this top switch for the light and this bottom switch for the heater. How this gets wired. Here I have basically simulated, again, this is just on a work table. It's not hooked up in the attic or anything like that. But I have the line coming from basically your breaker box coming into a switch box. What you would do is you would take that line and you would take the black and put it to the hot side of the switch. This black wire is what feeds powers to these switches. What you would do with the white wires, or what we call the neutral wires, is you would tie that in with this white wire, and this is going from the fan can coming back into the switch box as well. So all the whites will be hooked together. Your grounds would be hooked together, and ground is designated as a bare wire or green wire. If this was a metal box, you would run a jumper off of this ground and you would ground it to that metal box. But being that we have a plastic, we don't need to do so. So coming off of this line from the exhaust fan, the lights, and the heater, you have basically a black and red wire. You're going to hook the black to the top switch, and you're going to hook the red to the bottom switch. And again, red is the heater. So I'm just going to go over that once more real quick here. Hot feed coming in. The black is feeding the hot side of the switch. I have the line basically going to your heat lamp and your light. That black wire gets wired to the top switch, and the red wire would get tied into the bottom switch, and your ground's your ground. So what we're going to do is we have this all done. So we're going to go up in the attic typically, and we're going to tie into the can itself. So what we have here, again, we have a black and a red and a ground and a white. And again, this is coming from the switch box. What you're going to do is you're going to designate which knockout you want to run your wires. There's knockouts all over this electrical box. There's one here, one here, one here, one here, and two more on that unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and if you take this one screw out here, that'll take that electrical box cover off. And that cover just slides out. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take one of the knockouts out here. And I'll take this one out. And what you would do is you'd stick your screwdriver in there, and you just kind of tilt back and forth normally. And it would pop right out here. It takes a couple times. The knockouts are just welded in. There you have it. And what you would use would be an approved wire restraint. And what the wire restraint does is it prevents, when you feed the wire through into the electrical box, it prevents it from pulling back out. There's all different kinds of wire restraints, but I'm going to go ahead and get this started here. And You want to make sure that the screw on the inside is nice and tight. I'm not going to tighten it down too tight just for the filming purposes. And again, what you would do is you would run your wires through this electrical box like so. And it would come on the inside. You just pull it out until you got a good amount. And then what you would do is you would tighten the screws on the wire restraint right here. And you would tighten that down, and that would again prevent that wire from pushing back out. And I'm just going to go a little bit. Again, this is for filming purposes. You'd want that nice and tight so that wire can't push back out. Alright. What you would do with the wire connections, it's going to be really simple. It's going to be black to black. And I would go ahead and I would put a wire nut on. And it's going to be red to red. And what I would also recommend is putting electrical tape around the wire and the nut just in case. It's just kind of prevents it from the wire nut falling off. And here we have the white to white. These are your neutral wires. And your green is your ground. You always want to make sure you hook that ground up. And that's it. So we got red to red, black to black, white to white, green to ground. All you would do is you tuck the wires nicely in here and basically put the cover back on with your one screw. I hope this video helps. Thanks.